and blue purple light. Friends, facts, red and blue purple light. Friends, red and blue purple light. Friends, facts, you can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road, you better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego, then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah, we gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts, we in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light. To the family. Peace, love and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Yes, yes, yes. Peace, family. Peace to you and yours. Peace to you and yours. Peace to you and yours. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Third Eye Thursdays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, for the Red Pillar, soon to be joined by Brother Blue Pillar, my host, my co-host for this evening. Let me know how we sound on the audio right now. Let me know how we sound on the audio. Look, that song that you just heard, ladies and gentlemen, that song right here is available. You know what I'm talking about? We in the building. All right. The album is here. Okay. The album is here. The 44 tops. First 100 copies will be autographed by yours truly type shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, we got the 44 tops debut album ready for its debut tomorrow, mañana. We got the physicals. We outside. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be outside like this is Harlem. You know what I mean? But this is for this weekend at the Non-Ether God Fest and whatnot. But we definitely have the physical copies on deck, ready for the family, available for purchase. We also have the adult coloring book, the activity book. You feel me? So you can make this an experience. You feel me? You can make this a whole experience. We're not playing. We coming very hard. Pause for the 25 for the 2025. Make no mistake about it. We're not letting up off the gas. Let's do the roll call. Let's do the roll call, and then I'm gonna bring Blue Pillar up in here, and we're gonna cook. We so much going on, so much going on, so much to talk about. Lord have mercy. I can't even keep up. You know what I'm talking about? The shit is lit outside. You know what I mean? It's a lot going on. So we are gonna cover it in its full extent tonight. You know what I mean? Make no mistake about it. So let's do the roll call. We have Ohio, Columbus, that is, in the building. We got London in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to London. All right. Shout out to Harlem. Peace, Red. Is the general admission ticket going to be our access to the Zoom for the MAGAFEST Destiny? Yes, it is. For all of my Buy Me a Coffee people who purchased it the first day, make sure you send me your email because I got to send you a link. I got to send y'all a link, all right? Columbus, Ohio in the building. Harlem in the building. T-Dot in the building. Durham in the building. West Virginia in the building. Ohio in the building, Indianapolis in the building, San Francisco in the building. We got Yonkers, Oklahoma, LBC by way of the CPT, St. Pete, Florida. VA is here. We got Pasadena up in here, Bishopville, South Cackalack, Hartford, Connecticut, New Bedford, Vegas, Cleveland, Ohio, San Jose up in here, Denver, Colorado. We have Ohio. We got Pennsylvania. We got Killeen, Texas. We got Norfolk. You feel me? Ireland in the building, Houston in the building, Columbus in the DMV, Portland, Brooklyn, Naptown, Gulfport, Mississippi, Spartansburg, Denver, Bmore, Douglasville. Again, in case you didn't hear the first time, the LBC by way of the CPT type shit. Kokomo. Okay, now. Vegas, North Vegas, Oakland, Denver, Detroit, Charlotte, Crenshaw, Jackson, Mississippi, Bed-Stuy. Yeah. Bed-Stuy, Georgia. Oh, from Bed-Stuy to, I see you, Mo. Chicago, Heavy Motion. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we definitely worldwide. Ohio, y'all deep tonight. What's happening? What we doing? Gotham City. You know what I'm talking about? Campbell, California, West Phoenix. So we outside, man. London. That does it. We're gonna close the door. We made it. We stamped it. London is here. The Mondem in it. You know what I mean? And we lit. Watts, what up? So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to open up the line for our guest. You know what I mean? Co-host for the evening, the good brother, none other than Blue Pillar in the building. Peace.
Peace, family. Peace to you and yours. Welcome to the family. Honest to be here. It's past my bedtime, but I'm in it to win it. Let's get it.
That's right. You know what I'm talking about? That's the attitude that I like.
Gang.
We gonna thug it out. Gang. You know what I mean? First and foremost, how you doing today? How's your day on this Thor's Day?
Oh, it's an amazing day. Started off, early this rising with a very rigorous workout, a triple set. Today was triple set Thursdays.
Woo.
So,
okay.
Yeah, I'm invigorated. You know what I'm saying?
You lit.
Yeah, man.
Was it leg day? Shoulder?
Nah, it was arms and like shoulders, I think. It felt like it was shoulders. It was a lot of arms.
Yeah, my arms aching from the other day when I was at the gym.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I was working on them arms, man.
You don't know what?
I was working on them arms, man. You know what I mean? Curlington, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, shoulders and arms. They were shoulders and arms, yeah.
That part. All right. Yeah. So we're gonna get into the conversation. The last time we were here, wasn't it Melanin Monday? We just left the stage. We was outside.
Yeah. I tapped in. Yeah, I tapped in with you. It was a classic episode. You know what I'm saying? I was really cooking on there.
Yeah. Like Ving Rhames at the stove.
Yeah, at some point very near in the future, I'm gonna bottle my spit, you know what I'm saying? Because it be prophetic. It's prophetic drippings in it. You know what I'm saying?
They buying on eBay.
Yeah, I'm gonna encapsulate it, and then you can slide that shit under a spectrograph microscope at one point or another. And they you know how they show the water it be crystallizing to thoughts and ideas.
That part.
Yeah, these bars be the same way. So
I would sell it on eBay. You might get a buyer. I'm telling you, they buying air in a bottle on eBay.
Buy me my coffee. I can't do nothing over there.
Yeah, that ain't eBay. You can try. I mean, shit. You never know, man. You never know. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like, every time I touch these airwaves and I cook, you feel me? It just always seems to be prophetic.
I mean, hey, let me share something with the fam. If y'all are in the New Orleans area, if y'all are in the vicinity of the NO, god damn it, all indicators are showing that this is going to be a 4-alarm fire this weekend. That city is about to be burnt down with the heat. You know what I mean? It's a lot of heat coming to that city. And, you know, they say it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. So we intend to come through there and burn that bitch down on the last day, on a good Monday. On the Melanin Monday, we are going to tie all. We're just gonna tie it up.
Yeah, I mean, it already will be, and we're speaking symbolically, family. I want
to yeah.
That known, you know what I'm saying, that we don't want to put that type of energy over that city. Because I remember the Superdome. I remember that game in 2013. Mercedes was advertising, you know, actual fire, talking about the fourth quarter is going to be a meteoric rise.
Really?
They turned up. We're gonna emerge from them ashes as the Phoenix. So there'll be a Phoenix Rising event on Monday. You know what I'm saying? When the Scorpion Twin Pillars get in the building.
That part.
Feel me? Because I imagine that K Dot and them is gonna burn it down already. You know what I'm saying? So we'll take advantage of the ashes.
Of the ashes.
Yeah.
You know how the Scorpios
Phoenix.
rise out of the ashes.
Yeah, the Phoenix will
come in.
You know what I'm saying?
Do what it needs to be.
Scorpionic city, because it is a scorpionic city.
Yes. So shout out to everybody that has gotten tickets. I've been getting emails. People are excited. I got phone calls from Miami today. People thinking about driving down there. So salute to everybody that is enthusiastic about linking up with us in the NO and being in the building when we deliver the MAGAFEST Destiny. Because I promise you, if I would have did it on the 31st, I'd have been kicking the wall right now. Like, come on.
Yeah, like, cool.
I'd have been tight. Like, come on, man. So in perfect fashion, the way that the ancestors work with us, you know, they know our body and whatnot. And when we make these announcements to do these lectures, the information just miraculously falls into place like Tetris bricks. And Lord have mercy, if it's not falling into place, my name is not Schooly Red. It's given what it's supposed to give. It's lit.
Yo, son.
What happened?
I don't want to disrespect, you know what I'm saying, but I can only ask the questions because I be baffled sometimes. You know, I be on my campaign just searching the internet and I bump into shit. So, did you get that name from T.I., son?
Which one?
Don't make me do this live on TV. Hold on.
Which one? Which son? Which one? I'm Big Schooly. What we doing? This Big Schooly. Like, what we talking about?
Yeah, see, now you scrambling and scrambling.
Nah, look. They gave me the name.
I'm just giving you the heads up.
I got my name on live.
Cause you know you favor son. You favor T.I. You know what I'm saying?
You favor King.
I don't favor King. But you do favor T.I.
I get that sometimes. If it ain't Snoop, it's T.I. It just depends on where I'm at.
Facts. Yeah, I get the Snoop. You'll get the T.I. You know what I'm saying? Y'all favor. Y'all got the same hair, textures, and you know, like his should be twisted like yours and all that. But his son, the one that played the guitar.
Oh, the talented one. Yeah, I didn't get my name from him. Shout out to him though.
I just seen a clip of his. I'm trying to double back and see where I ran into it at.
Yeah.
But he was playing the guitar and he was on his 70s old school vibe. Like his name was Schooly Red or something. I'm pull it up.
Yeah. I mean, look, man, it's a wave, bro. It's a wave. When it's a wave, you know what I'm talking about? It talks to your DNA. You know what I mean? It's like the neutrinos and whatnot. So yeah, the Schooly wave, the Schooly Red wave is outside. What they call cosmic soul. That's what we on right now.
Yeah. That's a wave. That's a wave.
Yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
coming for you. I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to catch it because sometimes I'm late catching on, so I'm just asking questions in all earnesty. I'm not trying
Yeah,
to.
nah. It's the brother. His name is Damani and whatnot.
Damani,
Yeah,
Damani.
yeah.
He was cooking. He had the guitar, and Son is multi-talented, right? Son is a problem. I really think that
I think out of all the sons,
yeah, holla at America. Y'all need to do something together. Yeah, like homie is slapstick stupid with it when it comes to his talent. You feel me? But
yeah.
yeah, I seen him. He was on a convertible going backwards playing the guitar. And the name that I seen, it was like Schoolie Red or some shit like that. I kid you not. Just give me
Oh,
the.
that's dope. That's what's up. Yeah, I
It
need
was
to
something
go.
like that, but I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it alone because you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I need
I
to
don't
go
want
to
to
the
come
trailer.
my own way.
Yeah. Shout out to him though and the TI family, the Harrises.
Yeah. Shout out to them, huh?
I seen he opened up a development. He getting into the real estate game. He was bossed up.
Which one? The Son?
Nah, Tip Harris.
I mean, Tip Harris been in real estate, bro, forever.
For real. Okay. Oh yeah, they said
Like
that they own half of
in the
Atlanta. My
90s
bad.
with the
Yeah.
Source magazine. When
Yeah.
the
My bad.
Source magazine was out, when he was Rubber Band Man, he was speaking about, his uncle put him on a real. I mean, because I used to read all the articles. I'm not being.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Back then, he was saying that his uncles had put him on to the construction game, to real estate. So he was buying a lot of dilapidated property in Atlanta when that shit was when it was Flip City. Yeah,
Yeah. Before '08. It was a
before
crash. It was the
before '08,
biggest.
right? But even when it crashed, you know what I'm saying? Son has been in real estate consistently, opened up a lot of situations. So yeah, that's something. But they I think like you said, they just opened a big unit, like family type of situation,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. And they got rewarded the full um remember they had got 70 million for the OMG girls.
Mm.
They retracted it, but then I heard that they brought it back. So he's about to get that Baggington because he was like he don't want to rap no more. And I signed the petition too. It was like, fam, let's make sure you don't rap no more. No
Son,
disrespect. Nah, I'm just saying. There comes a time when
yeah,
you need a helping hand. I just want to see my guy. I want to see him grow. I want to see my guy grow.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
But what's good with you, though, man? What we doing today?
We're gonna open it up talking about the life of Irv Gotti.
Okay.
I have some angles that I want to share and whatnot, and it'll be interesting to hear
I'm
your
listening.
wisdom.
I don't want to come across once again as non-responsive because I was really digging today. You know what I'm saying? I was really digging,
Yeah,
and I don't know if I'm jumping the gun or not. Son left a bad taste with the antics last year.
yeah.
Right. So I was attempting as best as I can to look past that. Being that we so much live in the present, sometimes it's hard to skip over craters. Sometimes it's hard to skip over sinkholes. You know what I'm saying? To get to the other side of the road. But you know, I ran into a tribute and was reminded, what I mean, of
Right.
the
His
pivotal,
contribution
right, the contribution, the overarching contribution to the culture. You know what I'm
to the
saying? Not just
culture.
music, but to the culture. So I'm gonna let you
Right.
cook, and I'm
So let
listening.
me pull this up real quick.
Because it's necessary. It's needed. It's
It is.
it's needed.
Ladies and gentlemen, on Sunday, we will be at 488 Edgewood at the
Mhm.
Bookstore Gallery, the Super Heru Super Bowl party. That is on February the 9th, 4 p.m. to midnight. If you are in town, if you are in the city, if you find yourself outside, make sure that you pull up. You dig what I'm saying? We're going to have drinks in the building. We're going to have beverages in the building. We'll have food in the building. We got 420. We're going to be watching the game. The people that don't watch football, we're going to be politicking upstairs. There's going to be activities and whatnot.
Mhm.
So we look forward to seeing y'all, and it's popping. It's up from there.
And
And
we'll have rare books too. So
rare books,
just
right?
pull up and just read a book if you
Right.
want.
From our book collection. We got rare books up in there. So you could come in, spark something, read some books, or just read some books and chill with your goddess. And all of that is outside. We're gonna make it very comfortable. And we look forward to that. You know what I mean? And we look forward to meeting y'all. 488 Edgewood Avenue, and doors open up at 4 p.m. And yeah, pull up. You know what I'm talking about? Pull up. But also know that tickets are limited because space is limited. So if you want to be there, you need to get your ticket so you will have entry, because once it's sold out, we can't violate the fire code.
That part.
And then after that, the next day, we will be in New Orleans. Check this out. I'm trying with my French. I'm trying to learn some words, man. Trying to learn some words. I like how the French things sound too.
I ain't jacking the French, but go ahead. I'm listening.
I might have been French in a past life, perhaps. All right, let's go. On Monday. Laissez les bons temps rouler. That means let the good times roll, family. On Monday, February 10th, KTL in the NO, baby. We pulling up to New Orleans, to Ital Gardens, Red Pillar, Blue Pillar. We're going to be with Athletics. We're going to be with the Mark 125 Kings County. We will be in the building doing a lecture, when in Rome, all right? MAGAFEST Destiny. You see Trump moving. You know what I'm talking about? We'll be in the NO talking about it. Doors open at 4 p.m. Ital Gardens. Be there or be square. Merch on deck. You know what I'm talking about? We stacked up. We got the master teachers for Black Future Month. You know what I mean? Master teacher merch, y'all. I got the Dick Gregory hoodie on. The merch is coming outside. We got food, we got activities, we're gonna have some music, but first and foremost, we gotta get to this lecture. You know what I mean? Me and Blue Pillar, Twin Pillars, when in Rome. MAGAFEST Destiny, February 10th. Blah. Okay, so let's get into this conversation about health and wealth in our community. We do remember that Irv Gotti sold his catalog, correct?
Yes.
He was on the Drink Champs talking about how he was very wealthy as a result of the sale. All right. Oh, shout out to everybody who pulled up to class yesterday for the AI Accelerated 4.4. We have Black Future Month going down. Shout out to all of the KTLians in the building. So let's listen to this clip real quick of my good brother Kevin Gates, who's looking very young these days, I must say. I eat to live, yeah. Eat to live. Well, first, let's go over the situation with Irv Gotti and statements that came out of his mouth about he doesn't want to eat vegetables and whatnot, although he's diabetic. If it ain't the whole food, it won't see my lips. Gotti, who had a history of health issues, including diabetes, opened up about his battle with the disease back in 2023. He said it's rampant with Black people. He said on Drink Champs at the time, mind you, he was drinking alcohol, which helps to exacerbate diabetes, right? They were feeding him alcohol. Because remember, he was drunk when he was wet, because he was talking crazy and he was wet. He says what it does is it starts deteriorating your body. No, it's not under control. I've been diagnosed with diabetes forever. It's hereditary. When my blood sugar gets too high, shots of insulin, it's reversible, but you got to change the way you eat, all that. But you know what's fucked up with diabetes? So anything that you're going to like or taste good is horrible for you. Now, what's some nasty shit? Broccoli. You supposed to eat some leaves or shit like that? And I've heard this sentiment echoed by a lot of people. Unfortunately, we've realized that net worth doesn't equate quote unquote intelligence, right? Why not enjoy your wealth, your newfound wealth. You sold your catalog. And as me and Blue have realized, his catalog was way more extensive than I have given him credit. You know what I mean? He was staying with this whole thing with 50 Cent, but people have not realized the contributions of the man who brought you DMX, who brought you Ja Rule, who brought you Ashanti, who brought you a lot of people. You feel me? So
eat to live, eat to live, eat to live, eat to live. I eat to live, eat to live, eat to live, eat to live. I eat to live. When they say there's a new diet, just try it, deny it. This my life, I live it, so why I need a diet? I eat right for my blood type, I'm never feeling tired. Sweet potatoes, red onions, red peppers got me wired. Life really a jungle, boy, I see so many lying. The FDA and USDA isn't our alliance. These fitness wellness gurus be offending me. If what you doing working, how you need coffee for your energy? Want some healthy kids, go ahead, send them down to my home. If only time an apple touch their faces on that iPhone. They keeping us addicted with ingredients that's wicked. Perpetuate sickness to bring riches to their business. Time to flip it. To live, ayy, eat to live, ayy. How you look so young, what your secret is?
I'm probably only gonna eat once every 3 days.
So let's peep the opposite now. Right? Let's peep the opposite from a younger artist who, you know, people might not expect wisdom to come out of a mouth of a Kevin Gates. They might expect it to come more from an OG like a Irv, but check this out.
Going to the new world. So yeah, our bodies got to transition. You got dense energy, you know, you gonna think I'm talking stupid, but you know, me and you the same age. Really, y'all younger than me and y'all look like your body done filed chapter 11, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you ain't investing your body, your temple, so your body is bankrupt. You know, start over, go get some more surgeries. You know, good luck. You've been working on yourself, I see. This shit so attractive. Make me wanna, what it make you wanna do? Salute? Salute that shit. You look younger. Fasting.
Salute to the God for being proactive.
That was it.
You know, my diabetes, my number's been high. So they just wanted me to. He's like, Dad, you can't do drink champs. I said, yo, and what it does is it starts deteriorating your body.
All right.
So.
And you good? Like, you got it under control?
No.
Oh, wow.
When my number gets too high, shot.
All right.
I told you, if you fucking eat something and it tastes good, it's better.
Even too much fruit is sugar, depending on how the level of diabetes.
This is why my kids get mad, because I'm telling them, like, yo, I'm gonna live.
Right.
I'm like, y'all motherfuckers want me to die.
Right.
And not enjoy life. I'm gonna enjoy life and do certain shit.
Right.
No, Dad, but you can't do that. I'm like, all right, stop me.
You know?
Yeah, man.
The arrogance sometimes, especially some of people who are set in their ways and whatnot. You feel me? Life is precious, ladies and gentlemen. You don't, you know, this is not a video game. You don't get to keep on coming back and whatnot. Like that, your vessel, your vehicle, you know, your temple and whatnot. Very
one-off.
Huh?
It's a one-off.
It's a one-off, you know. Check this out though. You know what I mean?
All right, so this person did a study with celery where they put celery in 3 different glass jars with 3 different synthetic colors. And within a day, the one with red 40 did the worst. And they're suggesting that it actually unalived the celery, which is shocking because here's the crazy thing. Red 3 just got banned. Woo! But they have till 2027 to like fully stop adding that, because obviously the shelves are stocked with it. The factories are still using it. Like, I guess it takes years to implement this ban. So Red 3 is still out there, but Red 40 isn't even about to be banned yet. So if you're getting like Skittles, all these toxic things, they got these colors in them still, unfortunately. And it reminds me of the, if you watered a plant with like Coca-Cola or something, it would not live. But yet we give those to our kids. Well, you don't, I don't. But it's in theory, people are feeding their children the stuff that if you fed it to a plant, the plant would be deceased. But you'll seem like a bit of a quack if you want to avoid synthetic colors, synthetic fragrances, toxins, GMOs. Of course, you're kind of weird if you're into that. A lot of people experience brain fog and mental fogginess and think it's just normal. They're tired all the time, etc. That's a result of all the different things we're exposed to that we haven't detoxed from. So with the biggest sale of the year we're doing right now, we're giving away free bottles of chalk minerals, which...
So one of the things that is like a light in the darkness for this Trump administration for the next 4 years that, a lot of people are
holding on to, right? The one piece of faith left is RFK Jr.'s overhaul of the FDA's, and just his presence alone, will hopefully kick off a health revolution, right?
Where, conversations like, having a nutritional diet and whatnot, scrapping the SAD diet, exposing these chemicals, and taking the fluoride out of the water. All of these things are a promise that people are hanging on to, y'all.
Right. Minimizing the vaccine schedule. Can I say that? My bad.
Yes, you can.
Minimizing the schedule, for the Jones,
for the V's,
or what have you. People are holding on. The faithful are there holding on. He has a large contingency of MAGA mothers.
Yes.
Right. That are very much invested in this conversation, huh?
They're in his corner.
Yeah, they got a whole name for them. I forget it. It's like the whole soccer mom version of MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. And they're a very strong contingency. You know what I'm saying? They obviously have more strength than the ones that was on DE. Because all white women are not created equal, and you're starting to see that. You feel me? With the ones that are pushing the line and promoting, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, them is stay-at-home moms. We're gonna put on for them. Them is the ones that really count and really matter.
Right.
And the ones that's at home raising families and not necessarily, you know what I'm saying, in the workforce trying to lead men or what have you. Yeah, this administration seems to want to keep them very much happy. You know what I mean? I guess they represent a very strong part of the voter bloc as well.
Right.
So, yeah, a lot of people are holding out, that last semblance of sanity in the person of RFK Jr. Right. He's like the only ally that we got behind it.
Right. And for Zero Bay, this has nothing to do with race or color or any of those things when it comes to health. It transcends all of that. We don't necessarily need anybody to teach us how to eat. We know how to eat. But America doesn't,
Yeah. And yeah, because I want to make a point on that, right? There's a very thin line between woke and MAGA.
Very thin line.
Right? So whereas woke would be the contingency of melanated people that are advocating for a savvy diet, right? The extremes, whatever the extremes represent on the melanated side, they've put all of that into one basket and called it woke.
Right.
The extremities on the European side, they put that in a basket and they call it MAGA. You have not heard them use the term QAnon for the entire second administration, have you?
I have not heard the word QAnon surface and
right?
show its head since
Since
January
we
6th.
seen RFK, my nigga, yes, you have not heard them talking about Q and JFK Jr. They got
Nope.
RFK Jr., my nigga, right?
That's a
So
fact.
there's a very thin line that separates those two communities as they advocate for information that you find on the internet that might consider alternative, extremes, or anything that's not mainline or mainstream. I just
Fact.
want to put that into the catalog so y'all can like see this shit for what it is.
Indeed.
So yeah, melanated people are still the leading candidacies of all comorbidities. We represent an unbearable strain on the health industry in this country. You know what I'm saying? And for as many people to be like, we don't need this and we don't need that, you damn sure need government assistance when it comes to healthcare, my nigga, because you can't take care of yourself. And the evidence of it is that you are the leading candidates in every comorbidity. Diabetes was not even a melanated thing until the late 60s. That was something the Europeans was the face of.
Right.
You feel me? We
Right.
fallen for every trick and every ruse, right? We've overindulged. Our comorbidity factor is directly correlated with integrating into a system and doing things that are unbecoming of ourselves and following someone who you don't got the same gut microbiomes of, right? You can't do the things that they do, but you tried and attempted it, right? And now you find yourself in a situation. We would have faced for goddamn Kool-Aid and Red 40 and
Right.
Skittles and everything else. So
Right.
even though it may not be a health thing, yes, it may definitely take someone from a government perspective
Right.
or from an administrative perspective to say what is and what isn't. Because what we know, unfortunately, about our people is that, yeah, this shit trickles down from the top. And they fall in line when that white man says yay or nay. And you could go and wrestle and struggle with that reality all that you want. But the truth of the matter is the evidence is literally in the pudding, no pun intended. So, you know, I don't stand against the campaign of making America healthy again if it ushers in the opportunity for alternative, which are primary treatments to be allocated and you know paid for by people's healthcare providers, right? Where he's like, yeah, you could take herbs. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna push back against the supplement branding at the FDA, and just anyone who's willing to stand up to big pharma and in any iteration, right?
Right.
That's something that I'll sit back and just observe and quietly applaud, because minus that, there's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no reprieve, no reprise. There's nothing coming.
Right.
Right? So that's the last glimmer. That's the last glimmer of hope that people are holding on to. Right? So I just want to say that.
Nah, that's a super fact, you know, and it's gonna be a dogfight for the whole 4 years with Big Pharma, you know, because they are obviously shaking in their boots.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, they're going subterranean. They're not even going low, they're gonna go subterranean. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna
Right.
get into a nasty body game. They're gonna body bag shit left and right and sit the bodies at his doorstep and be like, oh, see this why these people you know what I mean? This why they kicked up dust. That's why they. So it's gonna be, babe. It's gonna be anyone that can pull the heartstrings of America. They're specifically gonna target the children.
Mm,
Feel me?
that's a fact.
Specifically, they just looking for one incident. Technically, just one.
Just one.
They just looking for one, because the last person that was the last senator. I don't, you know, I could pull the name up, but I don't remember it off the top. But there was a senator that voted for his approval, and it shocked the whole you know situation. And they was like, yo, dude is a doctor that advocated, you know what I'm saying, for the jabs and all of that. Like,
Right.
He's pro, he's pro Big
RFK.
Pharma. No, he was this
Okay.
particular the deciding vote was a senator who came out of the quote unquote medical establishment that was pro Big Pharma.
Right.
And the day before, someone was like, I am not voting. You know what I'm saying? Then he came in the next day and he voted. And what he said, he's like, yo, the administration made concessions with him and told him that they're going to utilize him as a watchdog. So before, son can't be unhinged before you put this out, before you put that out, before you make this move, right? It's almost like he got RFK Jr. on probation. Son got to hit him
Right.
and run his stuff by this dude to get it authorized before he comes out in public. They just like, don't make us look crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because Trump is Diet Coke and McDonald's
All day.
so he still has to toe a line and whatnot. But shout out to him, and we'll keep a watching eye on everything and let everybody know what's
Support
going on.
healthy detoxification, boosts brain function, increases energy levels, mental clarity. With all new orders and 44% off for life. Use for women. Check the caption.
This is for.
So that brings me to this situation with USAID.
Right? Yeah. Oof.
Very interesting topic. You know what I mean? Shout out to Doge. We're gonna have a Doge challenge one day with all of the acronyms. Break that shit down. But
I was about to ask you, do you know what it means? But I'm saving that for the lecture.
Okay, no doubt. So let's check out this whole thing with USAID.
Yeah, let me see where you go with this. I'm interested. I'm sitting back.
This is for entertainment purposes only. We should be celebrating the shutdown of USAID. I know it's going to affect 44,000 guys in Kenya. Most of them are these briefcase NGOs and these jungus who have come here to live a best life and changed Nairobi into the nightmare that it is. 350,000 Kenyans, sadly, will also be indirectly affected. But these were the guys who were being used to introduce all kinds of programs. Because the USAID was a military tool to control African nations using soft power. That's why you used to see you're getting USAID and then you also have to implement the LG. You know what I mean? So this revolution is here. These were the gatekeepers that didn't want Kenya to change. About 44,000 guys who are probably in the Muthigas and the Rundas of this world, gone. Nairobi is about to go through such a revolutionary shift. And we should be celebrating because with this gone, they've basically removed the front that the divided states was using to keep guys like Nabi in power, to remove revolutionary leaders, to influence every level of our politics. And I'm sure some of you have dealt with those arrogant NGO guys driving around in their four wheels, living their best lives, saying Ati, they're helping Africans and they're helping Kenyans. I am so glad USA has shut down. This is another step to the true liberation of Africa. If you know, you know.
TikTok.
Whew.
Hold on.
Look at how the BBC splashed on this announcement on their website front page.
What'd you say, Blue?
Nah, go ahead. I'll follow up.
All right, let's get a little more insight about who these USAID people are. Check this out.
It was USAID that I fear much more than the CIA, because the USAID is how CIA gets shit done.
USAID is clearly in the job of trying to bring about regime change. It has secret bank accounts, shell companies.
USAID gets $50 billion a year in U.S. taxpayer money. That's a larger overt fund than the CIA has.
USAID perhaps is the new CIA.
Have we ever tried to meddle in other countries' elections? Oh, probably.
This is not just about over there. This is about here.
They have a process, a system by which they destroy other nations, and they use that same process and system in order to destroy the United States.
It's a plot against our own people.
America, what if I told you that the United States government was acting like the world's Gestapo, using organizations like USAID under the pretense of humanitarian aid to topple governments, install politicians, and orchestrate regime changes in third world countries?
I disagree with that as somebody who has helped plan coup d'etat. Yeah. Not here, but, other places.
These are places that are practically entirely run at this point by the CIA and the U.S. State Department, which is, of course, a CIA front.
USAID provides most of the money.
This isn't a giveaway.
The State Department provides the policy vision.
This makes a difference to people's perception of us. Tricky endeavors, whether it's fighting terrorism,
Al-Shabaab groups in USAID camps,
or narcotics.
Joe Biden's State Department is commanding the Taliban to keep the opium flowing.
Or oppression or resistance to governance.
Those USAID trucks were stopped at the border to Venezuela with fully automatic weapons.
All of those things.
I don't think that's humanitarian aid.
What a difference that makes.
And if we stand for democracy anywhere, we have to stand for it everywhere, including in Guatemala.
Guatemala, what if I told you that USAID, the State Department, and the CIA created a fraudulent political party and then used that illegitimate party to rig the 2023 Guatemalan election so they could install a list of CIA-controlled politicians who would continue to allow them to run the world's largest child trafficking network out of Guatemala?
Nothing to do with that? Correlation, not causation?
That is absurd.
They didn't deny it, which means that they admitted it.
This is no question, a political shocker in Guatemala.
The U.S. government, the Biden administration, helped cover up voter fraud.
Why Guatemala? Why not some other country?
Guatemala is concerned about child trafficking, the NGOs that are trafficking the children.
Jill Biden was the chairman of the board of Save the Children.
You guys just raided Save the Children.
Guess who stepped in? The State Department, U.S. Embassy, and USAID. Another coincidence?
America, what if I told you that DHS, under the direct orders of Alejandro Mayorkas, would create a public-private partnership with Mexican cartels, and that HHS, under the direct orders of Xavier Becerra, would create a public-private partnership with NGOs like Save the Children and Southwest Key Programs. And in this quasi-public-private partnership, they would use your tax dollars to fund the world's largest international child trafficking operation.
As to whom we know where they are, that is outside the responsibility of the Department of Homeland Security.
This is nothing but lies. Nothing but lies.
Secretary Mayorkas, he acts like none of this ever happens.
It's his policies that caused over 500,000 of children being smuggled in this country.
And he also knew who to blame.
HHS places those children.
That's on you.
Was that a question to me? Are you familiar with the sponsors that utilize a strip club as an address?
You shrug your shoulders and then send another batch of kids out to sponsor.
Human trafficking bust at an egg farm. Federal prosecutors call it modern-day slavery.
Of course, we investigate cases of trafficking.
Another lie.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, Europeans is telling on each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I wonder if this why they made Zuckerberg do the thing that he did, right? In terms of removing fact-checking and certain aspects of censorship, because there's certain information and news that's coming out that can't be verified by verifiable sources because you guys never heard this before. It has been not exposed. It's been under wraps and kept, you know what I'm saying, suppressed. So there's this one dude on X that I follow named Mike Benz. I think you might have just had him in one of the clips, right?
Right.
So Mike Benz was really exposing the censorship industry. And I caught on to him after the October 7th situation, right?
Right.
Because he was going hard on these different socials that have created censorship industries. And then you go deeper into that, and there's layers and levels that expose you to the surveillance state and all of that stuff, right?
Right.
And just the technocracy aspect of it, you know, how that was shifting into this behemoth of technocrats.
Yeah, technocrats, surveillance
so
state.
all of that, yeah, surveillance state, right? So he apparently is an expert on this. You know,
Okay.
he was making his rounds on all of the different, radio, TV stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's a talking head, so he made his rounds and stuff. So I'm like, you could read one part of media and get a perspective, right? Because I still read a plethora of news. So I'm exposed to, I guess, a lot of liberal stuff still without, you got to figure out who's who and what's what.
Right.
And you just can't find something that's just central, that has no agenda, that's just telling you the news.
The news, right.
Yeah, everything is so slanted. You know what I'm saying? So I was exposing myself to one version of the news, and it was making it sound crazy. Like, oh, they gutted the agency and millions of people gonna die, and they was responsible for, stemming the spread of AIDS and HIV. And, you seen Billy Gates pulled up today, right? So
Nah, where he pulled up to?
White House, right?
Oh, I didn't check that.
Yeah, this the no, bro. This the shit. This is the one that has brought all of them out.
The USA?
Like, yes.
Okay.
So they're showing you, because they're producing receipts. They're like, no, this is a slush fund, just like they said on the program. This is the site. This is the site the black ops go and get their money.
Right. And this is Elon exposing them with the Doge agency.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Right?
No, I know. I'm letting the people know.
Right. There's a directive, because, I guess with Elon having exposure to something like X and getting the data points and the analytics, he knows, I guess, the certain pockets of the internet, or just exposing where the certain things are taking place, and he just followed. He's just part of that. He's part of that level of the cabal, right? Like I said, because there's a thin line that separates one aspect of a conspiracy to another aspect of it where it's verifiable, right?
For sure.
Like, case in point, I was watching the dude CC, the bodyguard, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The melanated brother?
I know who you're talking about.
So he's Team MAGA, and I was like, damn, like, they got you too. But he's involved with, like, saving children, right?
Right.
Like the operation, what was that movie that they did last year?
Yeah, with the whole I forgot the name.
So they be doing that stuff.
And the kids out the tunnels and shit.
All that stuff. He do all that stuff, right? So he's in with them. And again, so this harkens back to the stuff that we used to hear about 2020, 2021 with Q and them, when they was like, yeah, the tunnels under Central Park, the tunnels under the Getty, the tunnels this, the tunnels that. And I don't know whether people believe that or not, right?
Right.
But then it ties back to, again, because I don't know what I can say on the internet anymore, right? It goes back to the Podesta situation, right? And we know.
Right. The movie was called Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom. We know based on the files. We know based on WikiLeaks. We know based on the election that where there's smoke, there's fire. So you know that there was something with that. Then you follow that rat line back to Hollywood, and you figure out that Weinstein was the number one, DNC donor. They was having the parties. You see the rat line from Weinstein to Epstein to Diddy and all of that.
Yep.
Right? And all of it fits into this democratic situation where they wasn't necessarily involved in the WASPs. That wasn't the Republican game. The Republicans is playing American family first. They might get caught in the bathrooms playing with, you know what I'm saying?
Right, with the little boys.
The little boys and stuff like that, but they haven't necessarily been implicated in these vast global rings, these networks.
Right. That's the real estate agents, the liberal left, and their global partners, because they're tied into Prince Andrew and them. They're tied into the Freaky French. They're tied into the German. You know what I mean? They're tied into more of a European global cabal and whatnot. There's another guy who I get a lot of information from. His name is George Webb. Today I had to shoot a text to the dude Ian. Cancel. I think Ian is compromised. It broke my heart. seen a video with him talking about Trump and Bibi and whatnot, Netanyahu, and he was completely off. And he was getting attacked. You know what I mean? People were like, bro, what happened to you? Like, but yeah, George Webb is a straight shooter. He been putting it down for a long time and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw my post earlier, not to cut you, but because speaking about energy and body language and just messaging, right?
Yeah.
Ian and Rashad, they have a show called Blackout.
No, not that Ian, not him. I'm talking about the white boy. Cancel my clothing company. His name is Ian. He's lit on like TikTok, Twitter, and stuff like that. Not
I don't know.
Not the master investor. I ain't talking about him.
Because they had your boy on yesterday. Your
Roland Martin. I saw that.
Birthday buddy. Yo.
Blazing him. You said who birthday buddy? That we share birthday with him?
Yes. He's November 14th.
Roland Martin?
Roland Martin. Yes. Yo,
Roly
Poly. That's why I never really shot no darts at him. You know what I'm saying? Out of respect. Like when people was going in, I never did. And I never knew that this was the episode that I needed to see. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was making breakfast and something just said play it, and I pressed play. And when I say he was cooking, when I say he was ice skating, again, man, it's just interesting to me, and I hope the audience is open and receptive to this, because this is the era that we live in. Like, perspectives change everything, bro. Narratives and perspectives could shift a whole dynamic of a person's mentality and consciousness. Now, I'm not saying that because he's a Democratic shield, right? Clearly. But yeah, but the points that he made, like when he just explain yourself, melanated man, like he went into detail and explained how politics work, not just presidential politics. He gave you every level and layer. If you are engaged in local politics, and then again, for people that are in their feelings, for people that are impacted and affected by this, they're not going to become apolitical. They're not going to be driven away from politics. They're going to be looking for some form of redress, and they're going to go more to politics. Now, the Dems don't have a machine where they're able to necessarily galvanize that energy right now, or you know what I mean? And they're not the flagship. The Ian and Rashad was chipping away at it, but everything that they threw at him, he was hitting it out the park. He had clapbacks for everything.
He was bringing it back.
He's much more refined, you know what I'm saying? Because he's a journalist, he's media, he's legacy media.
Fact.
But he was explaining how to get the media bread in politics, right? So he was explaining, how the millions was allocated that Kamala and them had. He was explaining where it went and where it didn't go. They made him the scapegoat to make it seem like he got the bag. But he was talking about the Redstones, right? That was getting that BET money. He was speaking about white media ad agencies. He was just explaining how this shit goes behind the curtain, that if you're not in politics, you really don't understand, right? And if you are invested in media, melanated media, you should have a media like KTL Plus, right? You should have a media company. You should have something that you can leverage, right? Like even the open call to come to the White House. Who can do that? These companies are not budgeted. These companies are not supported. These companies are not financed. You feel me? But there's so much that we need to do, because we seen politically we got beat by the fact that, and when I say we, I'm just saying whoever the people are that feel discontent, right? About how the Republicans made the run that they did. It was through media. They built a coalition. You feel me? They built their own media to trump their own version of reality. And it worked. Look at it.
Right. And they even are allowing the Aiden Rosses, the Theo Vaughns, and all of them into the White House for the press junkets and whatnot. We talked about that at the last show. They are letting streamers and podcasts into the press room to ask questions and to drown out the serious questions from reporters who will challenge Donald J. Trump with his imperialism and his outright quote unquote land grabs, like when he talked about taking over Gaza and making it a resort, right? Which ties right in to the conversation that we had a few months ago when we did I did a show where I broke down how there's billions of dollars worth of gas right off of the shores of Gaza, and I showed before and after pictures of Gaza. People didn't know. I didn't know. I believe, who was it? I forgot who it was, but they showed me footage of Gaza. This was before the war even started, and it looked like Ocean Drive. It's a beachfront in society, like literally it looked just like Ocean Drive, right? Not to the degree of the hotels and everything, but to the degree where it was plush and the water is right there, and it was a beach. It was beachfront, right? So, on top of other things that we see playing out, where they are definitely going to sacrifice those 3 cows. They're going forward with everything. Everything came out in that press conference that those of us who are paying attention to his Zionist agenda, he let it all out on the table. Donald Trump, that is, right? And it was Ian Carroll. The European name is Ian Carroll, who I was talking about. Ian Carroll. His video where he was trying to explain everything that was going on. He's just hanging on to the last hamstrings of Donald Trump as one of those European who all came on. They all got on code, and they're just hoping that Donald Trump is, going to continue to fly straight in the direction that they feel like is, all right, Donald, you're doing good, man. You're keeping up with your promises. And the minute he breaks left and starts showing his fangs and whatnot, and he's telling people what it is, look, we are on a MAGAFEST destiny. We are on our motherfucking imperialistic run. We're taking shit over. So the Europeans that are on code are like, damn, that's kind of harsh, Donnie. I don't think that it's time for you to really pull up like that. And he's like, nah, it's time. Like, either y'all with it or you're not. And for those of us that are watching, it's poetic justice. All of these European companies. The DEI thing is one thing, but to see all of the technocrats completely shift. Google took down the protection. They had something where AI will not be automated weapons. And it will not, they took all that down. Like, everybody is getting on code right in our face, right? Yes. They're getting dressed for the party right in our face. And
I often famously say that, whoever sits in the seat, 1600 Pennsylvania sets the tenor and the tone. They ripple and reverberate throughout corporate America, right? So he already set the tenor and the tone January 21st with the AI announcement of Project Stargate, right? And what part did the U.S. government represent? The removal of regulations, right? Which means removal of
oversight,
any ethical oversight,
right?
Where I'm removing the guardrails. Y'all can do whatever you need to do. You can violate all of these people biometric information because it's a genome project. It's a genome project. That's why they said, yeah, we're gonna have specialized, diagnosis for each person, depending on their genome.
Biogenetic weaponry.
Yeah.
The MNRA for each one of y'all. We got you. Don't worry, we're gonna take care of y'all.
So yeah, we got you. Cancer, in 48 hours. So yeah, so that's follow the leader, set the tone. And ironically, again, because nobody pointed it out, They said it the day after the Vatican put out extra statements saying AI should not be weaponized and used in this particular manner. You feel me?
Yeah, that's all. That's hogwash coming from
So
them. Yeah, it's just
we're
it's
gonna
window
get
dressing.
with an election. You feel me? We're gonna get it.
I want to add on to what you were saying though, with the January 21st, the initial speech that I want to print the transcript out is the inauguration. The golden age of America is now. The inauguration, he didn't waste any time. The inauguration speech is basically the quote unquote, it gives everything that it's supposed to give. It is his rallying cry, it is his war cry, it is his quote unquote imperialistic manifest destiny speech.
Manifesto, right?
This is manifesto. It is he left no stones unturned. And since that speech, everything that he's done has been to advance the quote unquote doctrine of what it is, this discovery, this modern day doctrine of discovery, they're moving on to the point where make Europe great again. They got MAGA and they got MEGA. Elon Musk is in charge of the MEGA movement, make Europe great again. So then you see the move that he did on South Africa. Then you see the bombing on Somalia. So they're like, yo, we just moving.
Yeah, they're globalists. They're globalists, but not in the sense of, the other globalists. They have a global campaign of empirical hegemony, right? We're going to take the globe over because we have galactic aspirations anyway.
Facts. Got galactic aspirations.
So again, a lot of this is going into MAGAFEST destiny, and we're going to lay our cards out on the table on Monday, and the people can see it for what it is.
Check this out.
I know we're leaving no wiggle room. I know that playing into our hands and giving us more and more information. Yeah, let's get it. I'm listening.
Let's look at how the BBC splashed on this announcement on their website front page, which is the most read news website on earth. The headline, Trump suggests US could take over and redevelop Gaza as he hosts Netanyahu, with a subheading, the president says the US could take the lead in removing unexploded bombs and rebuilding Gaza after resettling Palestinians in other countries. Goodness me. Suggests, redevelop, removing unexploded bombs, rebuilding Gaza, resettling. A farcically disturbing positive spin on the grave crime of ethnic cleansing. What about the Telegraph? Trump offers to turn Gaza into the Riviera of the Middle East. Oh, how generous of him. The Times newspaper. Trump says US will take over Gaza and make it Riviera of the Middle East. The Independent newspaper, where I once worked. Trump says US wants to take over Gaza and create a Riviera of the Middle East. I'm losing my mind here. Then the subheading will own it and be responsible for dismantling unexploded bombs. Again, it makes it sound like he's being generous. Makes it sound like he's making this amazing offer. What a sick joke. The headline of Reuters, Trump suggests permanently displacing Palestinians from Gaza. Nothing, zero zilch about ethnic cleansing. The New York Times front page, Trump declares that US should seize control of Gaza. That's the main takeaway. Nothing about ethnic cleansing. Next headline, all 2 million Palestinians there should be relocated, he says. This is called ethnic cleansing. You're using euphemisms. You are normalizing a crime in which you are complicit. And then another story headlined, analysis with Gaza plan and unbound Trump pushes an improbable idea. Is that your takeaway? An obscene crime is simply referred to as an improbable idea. It's about being unrealistic rather than criminal. The Washington Post. Trump proposes US take over Gaza with a subheading about Trump having suggested Gaza should leave the war-torn area and that the US would step in and develop it. Do you know what? You suggest going for an Indian or a Chinese takeaway.
So the same way that they did with the Biden administration, where media, big media, on a global scale, outside of maybe Al Jazeera, were complicit in the genocide. And in front of everyone's faces, in front of the global community, the media was complicit through the use of the words, through the use of these colorful, quote unquote, titles and all of this propaganda and whatnot.
False spin. Right.
It's called a spin, right? Being spin doctors and whatnot. And the temperature that they would approach the Donald Trump administration in his first term is now somehow completely gone in the second term, okay? Once again, everybody is on code, from big media, okay, to social media, okay, through the quote unquote, you know, what's the press secretary and all of them, you know what I'm saying? That, I mean, that's a given. They're going to be on code, but the newspapers and everything, which are all small hat, most of them small hat run, they are on code because at the end of the day, they know the role that Donald Trump is going to play in the bigger scheme of things. Okay? So.
Suggested Gaza should leave the wall. Nothing, again, about an ethnic cleansing. I could go on, but the mental health of all of you, you know, is at stake with me just reeling off this nonsense, this disturbing nonsense. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to say this, though. Many journalists in mainstream outlets like to think they're courageous truth-tellers, speaking out without fear or favor, holding the powerful to account whoever they are. Well, my friends, Israel's genocide in Gaza really was the litmus test of our age. A crime. A terrible crime from start to finish, an abominable crime. Countless atrocities broadcast to the world shamelessly every day and unapologetically boasted about by Israeli leaders and officials and their cheerleaders and their allies. Those journalists who did not describe this crime for what it is helped normalize and facilitate genocide. They are villains. They contributed to this, and they will never, ever, ever scrub the shame away, and nor should we let them.
Ever.
Other nations, and they use that same
changes in third world countries.
People's perceptions to governance.
Anywhere we have to
all list the
no question
country.
Guatemala is
save the children in Southwest Department of Home.
Being smuggled far.
What is that?
Huh?
That's just skipping. Like, what is that?
Nah, that was the USA thing that I had. We already went over that, so I had to skip through it.
Yeah.
Do you have any commentary for that last clip that I just played?
Again, I was leading into that by saying, right, that I find myself in different echo chambers based on, you know, what I'm looking at. I saw a lot of commentary that was pushing back against that plan, or that proposal, and they were not using the language that was indicative of what this individual was showing. But that's legacy media. And I think that those points have already been made by a lot of, you know, different journalists that have been pointing out, you know, how they've been soft shoeing this administration.
Right.
And I think you just said it, you know, majority of the editorial staff and the people in charge of those places are small hats. So they did it, you know what I mean? They're not going to give it. They know what they're seeing and they with it. You know what I mean? They're in line and they're not going to push back. But I did see, you know, I read a lot of articles that were pushing back. But yeah. It's very much indicative of the spin doctors, you know. So again, I got to read a plethora of news daily just to get the alternative views. Because one can totally paint it. And if you're not firm and founded, you'll be swaying that way. And then another side can totally paint it a whole nother way. So you walk away understanding its perspective, right? Almost like you got two eyes. You can look at the view through this side and then look one way. You look at the view through this side and look one way. And then you run a threat of losing yourself. You got to find out, what are your politics?
Right.
What do you think about it? Because these people are going to influence you. Propaganda is at an all-time high.
Fact.
And these are badly written articles. I'm starting to think the AI is writing everything, because as a journalist, right? Like even with Kendrick, when Kendrick was talking about his music making process, and he was saying that he's a storyteller, and he starts his story by bringing them in, and then he engages them emotionally, and then gives them perspective, and then allows them to to exit and alternative routes depending on how you feel about what you're engaging with.
Right.
These articles are badly written. You know what I'm saying? They never conclude. They always like cut you off at the end and don't conclude. I remember when articles used to be written like stories. It would be a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Right.
And I've noticed this for the last 3 years because I read volumes of news daily. They're all badly written. They be repeating themselves. They got typos in them, and they're very non-conclusive. It's just bad journalism.
Very bad journalism.
Right? And I'm really under, because I'm like, even if AI is writing it, it's no oversight because it's still AI you can technically show AI how to write something that's indistinguishable because it's not it's the format is off.
Right. The format is off.
So I'm like, I don't know whether they purposely doing that to just scramble people's intellect and perception about when they read these news. I don't know if it's to create a schism.
It's the merger of like New York Post writing with New York Times, right? They diluted the journalistic integrity of a New York Times with this Rupert Murdoch, Fox News, New York Post, sensationalism, yellow journalism. The journalism is in par with the way that Trump speaks at a 4th grade reading level.
So, right. So it's a merger of highbrow and lowbrow.
Right.
Because you can no longer cater to the New York Times reader. That's why Washington Post had to change their editorial. That's why Wall Street Journal had to come along and change their editorial.
Facts.
That's why the New York Times has changed their editorial, right? And they're like, yeah, these are dying newsrooms. There's certain newsrooms that need to be replaced by AI. They don't speak the language of the country anymore. Right. So yeah.
Right.
So if you're going against the majority of the country listens to Fox News at night, right? Fox News, and I told you the rat hole, it goes from a tweet, right, to it gets bumped up to a reshare.
Right.
Right. Elon will put it in the ecosystem. Then it gets picked up by Fox. Then Trump sees it and then he parrots it at a podium, and then international news has to pick it up and got it as viable. So if he reposts it from Truth Social, because that is the White House press secretary box. That is the podium, right? When we wake up, at least when I do, at 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning, there will be an article in the news and they'll be like, yeah, Trump posted this at 4:30 a.m. on Truth Social. So they have to report on it because it's coming from the president. But it's like, it's some shit that he picked up and retweeted. He ain't run it through a fact checker. He ain't get no primary sources or backed up affidavit. You know what I mean? None of that stuff. It's just impulsive.
Right.
And then he put his stink on it, right? The nigga is 50 Cent.
Straight up.
Let's talk about it.
She's 50 Cent with a blue tie. You know what I mean? He's 50 Cent with a toupee. And some mayonnaise. You know what I mean? He 50 Cent in whiteface. That is exactly who he is. You know? I want to give you props for Admin TV. When I listen to those episodes, it feels like journalism. You feel me? It feels like some very thought out, well-crafted, 60-minute editorial type of thing. So continue doing what you're doing with Admin TV. You up to episode 4, correct?
Yeah, and it was probably the one that I did with you on Friday is a hybrid episode.
Yeah.
I didn't brand it as such, and I wanted to follow up and just do a whole episode. But yeah, I'm up to 4.
If y'all haven't checked that out, ladies and gentlemen, please, it's in the archives. Admin TV. You see the flyers; they all look the same, red, white, and blue. Administrative TV, based off of this new administration and the fact that Blue Pill is reporting on all things admin, all things about this admin, and he's bringing it from an angle that nobody else is bringing it from. Let's talk about, before we get into Kendrick, let's just give a little update on this 50 Cent spin out. Yeah, he's crashing out. The thing with Irv Gotti, where he was smoking on a hookah and talking about, basically repeating, doing what the young niggas, the YNs and whatnot, do when they desecrate the dead and they make fun of them and whatnot. I feel that was very out of character for a 50-year-old.
Out of character for 50?
At the end of the day, some people would say it's not out of character.
I'm
However,
just asking you,
yeah, I mean, because he already declared he's at war. He's Trump. He's going through multiple war scenarios right now. So his biggest war that he probably has faced in a very long time, he launched that against Big Meech with BMF, right? So that's that war right there. Then after Irv dies, instead of dealing with some type of spiritual grace, he decides to cast his stone. And at the end of the day, people they might be like, yeah, that's 50. That's how he gets down. But when you go to war, you got to make sure that you're doing things that's going to make sure that your spirit, you know what I mean? Like, you got to make sure that you're not gaining newer enemies that may be stronger by doing some of the dumb shit that you do. He didn't have to say anything.
Bro, I'm going to ask you, are you finished?
Yeah.
All right. We know Curtis Jackson, hinges his career on his, his beginning story, his narrative.
His villain arc.
His personal legend was made, and him being a victim, being stabbed up in the studio. He loathes the fact that this dude got one up on him and was able to implicate him as a snitch. So if you sit back and you really look at his origin story and the audacity that he has now to point a finger at Big Meech and call him the snitch, everything is hypocritical, if you will, right? And then his vendettas, just like Trump, right? He never forgets, he never lets go of his vendettas, because these are the things that fuel him, especially if it's indicative of him catching the L, or, just not being coming out explicitly as the winner.
Right.
So he never got over when he fell into beef with Rick Ross. It was during the time that Rick Ross was
at his height,
right, with the BMF song.
Right.
And he literally got into the BMF business to shade, right, the wave that Ross had with the song. He had bought the early rights to the documentary around the same time. That was all the way back then, just to neutralize his opponent. So this was always a chip that he had used to play to one up Ross, who out-rapped him, right? And essentially somewhat ended his career in rap. So he's sitting back and he's like, damn, you feel me? This thing come full circle. I got you lit. You come home. And this is who you choose to be bedfellows with, for lack of a better term. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah. I think that, 50 has built his empire on him being petty. He's never not been petty. So I would say that this was expected of him, and I expect him to go even further, right? Because yes, this is a person that he villainized and he hated, and I don't think that he's ever going to let up. I don't think that that's part of the 50 Cent shtick, just like the Donald Trump shtick, is that they're never going to say sorry. You just know.
Sure. And I wouldn't expect them to do that. I just know in this game of chess that's being played, you know, and I'm not going to tell that man how to play his game or play his hand and whatnot. But yeah, he got his hands full with this one. You know, I feel that he has his hands full. There's even I'm seeing a ism, a schism that's being created with this whole thing against him and BMF.
Explain that. I'm listening. What you mean?
Well, the thing is, you know, you knew he was a rat and you blew him up. You lionized him. You made him a household name. He was just a local joker in terms of popularity. You bigged him up. You blew him up. You created this monster. You knew he was a snitch, but the only time that you decided that you wanted to pop off on him is when he made your feeling, when you got in your feelings because he linked up with your ops. So you're not standing on principle per se. It's not like one of those street things, because at the end of the day, you're not a street dude. You're a businessman. And it's not like you're standing on street principles like how some of these jail dudes is like, yo, we can't rock with a rat. No, you knew he was a rat. You knew he was a rat, and you knew who Tammy was when she bought the, you know what I mean, around the times when she bought the rights, and you know, you was aware of the legal procedures and things that were taking place. You decided that you wanted to throw dirt on that man's name and soil him and whatnot because of the fact that you were in your feelings because he's doing business with your ops. So the $1 million question is, how are you going to? So his thing is, he fired the young boy on his day off, like Craig fired Lil Meech on his day off. He brought his connection more so is with the son. It's not with the father.
Right.
His bond is with the son. The same way that he has a bond, he was bonding with the son. And remember, he has issues with his own son.
Yes, he does. Yes.
So he was giving him favoritism, and he blew his son up, and he made his son a star.
Yeah, got him lit. Right.
Got him lit. You know what I mean? And the son DM'd him and was like, yo, how you doing this to us? I thought we was da-da-da-da-da. He like, man, bro, you're going to be on Love and Hip Hop next season. I'm calling up Mona Scott. You know what I'm talking about? Your career is over. You know what I mean?
Donald Trump, you're fired. Right.
Donald Trump, you're fired. You know what I'm saying? So how do you dismantle something that you created to be bigger than life? Even though you'll soil his name with the allegations and everything, but I feel that he's going to he's gonna come to the realization that this ain't the 80s no more. And these new people are running, they move the goalposts. They gonna YSL Woody Big Meech. They gonna move the goalposts. You know what I mean? So you punching in the air and whatnot at this point, because you know it's not much that you got too many rivals. They're gonna step in and they're gonna make it right for both of the Flinneries, and they're gonna make it right for them. And it's gonna just be one of those drawn out things that could ultimately lead to violence, because this one could get ugly. So the isms is, if you show up to the concert, if you perform at the concert, if you even buy tickets to the concert, you are you a rat. You eat the cheese with the rest of them.
Then this is the streets are saying. This is the street mandate.
Oh man, yeah. This is the you know, the nigga side of YouTube.
So okay, so it's certified and verified that they saying that, you know what I mean, that he's Master Splinter.
Master. Master. Streets is dead, you know. It's a laughable situation when you are looking and observing from the outside looking in. We watching a party die.
Right.
I'm not, you know, the fact that Big Meech gets branded as a rat is one of the best things that can happen to the streets in a long time. These little niggas need to snap out of that bullshit ass. The streets is dead. They sending you to El Salvador. You know what I'm talking about? The cartel is labeled as terrorists. You know what I'm talking about? this European man running around talking about he's an imperialist trying to take over the world unapologetically, and they still got our people out here thinking that they could become big meat selling fentanyl to their people. So yeah, you know what I mean? Him being branded as a rat and that whole shit going down, it is poetic justice at the end of the day. I you know,
I feel you.
It needs to die.
You know how I feel about it.
Yeah, I know how you feel about it. This whole shit needs to die. So this is the scene in True Romance. This is the scene in Reservoir Dogs at the end where they all clap each other and they all lose.
That part.
That's that scene right there. They all clapping each other because it is a dead art. Drake died, right? Everything else dies with him. You're seeing the bodies fall. Did you see the interview with the person who caught the body? Kendrick Lamar Duckworth.
I absolutely did. I seen it.
And what were your takes from this rare interview? This is one of the first interviews that he broke his silence since the whole fracas.
It was full of things that I have been saying, you know, from the very beginning in terms of why I observe him as a paradigm cultural shifting artist with the move that was made last year at the time that it was made. He spoke on everything. He spoke on the 50 years. You know, he spoke on the southern roots of West Coast melanated migration. He you know, he spoke on the principles. He spoke on everything. Like what wasn't there that he said that I have not led some level of, you know, commentary to. So to me, yeah, it was just like, and he sounded like Mortal Man at the end of the interview when he was interviewing Pac. It was surreal. I'm like, damn, this sound like Mortal Man 2.0.
Dope.
Yeah, what part of it, yeah, do you want to hit on? I'm gonna tell you one thing though. I was aggravated that Ebro had the opportunity to do it because Ebro has not championed conscious music. He has not championed music with social commentary at the crux of it on the East Coast side of things. He was very much the gatekeeper on New York radio during that run of that paradigm in early 2020s. You know, not too many years.
Program director.
Not just as the program director, when he became the vocal voice. And calling out New York rap, and they was trying to shit on conscious rap.
Right.
I remember that, and it wasn't that long ago. So for Kendrick to be the flag bearer of that that genre of hip hop.
Kendrick is not conscious rap.
I know, but
we talked about that. You know what I called it?
Hold on. Calm down 1 second. What I call it is confrontational consciousness.
Right.
And yeah, so it's a version of conscious rap that comes out of the West Coast. There's always going to have a revolutionary confrontational tint to it because of the aggression of those streets.
Right.
You know, as opposed to like you could have backpackers in New York on the East Coast, and you got backpackers in on the West Coast too. Like the Far Side is backpackers. Shout out to Hieroglyphics. You know,
right.
Backpackers. And there's a contingency. There's not just them, it's a whole pocket. The dudes used to go and perform at Good Life. So you don't even know what that is, but
I know about Good Life in Leimert Park.
Okay, you pulled up, you was there.
Talk about what we doing?
The audience, I hope y'all know this is how we communicate, because y'all niggas be in y'all feelings tonight. You know, this nigga screenshotted some comments for me. But look, we talk like this. And it's always jest, it's in fun. You know, we've always done this with one another.
Barbershop banter.
But let me ask you, because I don't want to come across as rude, and I cut you off. You said, what would you, because you said he's not conscious, right?
Yeah.
And I just said, yeah, you know, on West Coast standards, a nigga that's not affiliated, you know what I'm saying, that's attempting to do something that's cultural and they for their people, that's conscious. Like even Nipsey could have got put in that bag, even as a gangbanger. They're looking at him like, oh, you one of them niggas, you know.
Trying to drop knowledge.
Yeah, you trying to drop, or you got positivity, and
He's Sharif.
You Sharif, right? To a degree, Sharif with a bop. So again, yeah, what would you say? What would you call it?
Hypocritical consciousness.
All right, that's cool. I call it
He said,
computational consciousness because they still spinning on the ops.
yeah. He said,
Yeah.
I'm the biggest hypocrite, right? That's what Kendrick said. I'm the biggest hypocrite. So, and when I say hypocritical consciousness, it's not an indictment. He represents a generation, right? When he came out in the 2010s and whatnot, when Black Hippie was popping, when Pro Era was popping, when Joey Badass, Captain Steez, Flatbush Zombies, and all of them. What's my dudes? What's my other dudes that was lit? Underachievers, right?
Yeah,
we were seeing them. I was running into them at Afro Punk and whatnot. And I remember going to Afro Punk and my mind was blown because I saw hypocritical consciousness for like the first time, right? I'm seeing Doechii looking like chicks with the septum rings and whatnot. And it's like girl on girl. You didn't see that in our community before, right? You saw dudes dressing mad weird and whatnot, but you could look at them and tell these ain't no knuckle draggers, right? So
right.
When Kendrick came out and he came out with the song Swimming Pools, and he was talking about how, you know, how he gets drunk and whatnot, and how they drink and they pop pills and whatnot, but it's still in a sense of consciousness, right? So that younger generation is not me and your generation. They didn't watch. They didn't come to LIU. They didn't come on 125th Street and do the Black Power chants and whatnot. But they wanted to get into their chakras. They got into their third eye openings. You feel me? They wanted to explore parts of themselves, but they were not conforming to the rigid parameters that consciousness will lay on you.
It was the beginning of woke.
It's the beginning of woke, right? And before they even came up with the term woke, he was like, I'm the biggest hypocrite. So I called it hypocrite consciousness because it's like, I'm gonna smoke my dank, I'm gonna drink my drink, you know what I mean? I'm gonna do all of these other things that the hood do, but I could still.
And I'm gonna still stay true to my West Coast roots, which are rooted in a revolutionary spirit.
Right.
But the Panthers wasn't what you call it? They wasn't Puritans.
It wasn't puritanical either, right?
Mm-hmm. So again, yeah, this shit is like, you know, you with the sets, you might not bang, you might not be affiliated, but y'all might crack a brew together, you might blow some dank together. You know what I'm saying?
Might DP, you might have to go and get a DP.
Y'all might be hitting the same shorty, you know. Yeah, you might
come off, swabble up.
Yeah, so you know, it's the proximity politics, right? That environment don't cater to Urkels unless you are Tyler the Creator.
Right. And even with our future, right. Even with that, even with the Tyler Creator thing, that whole motif, that's Jaden Smith, that's Tyler the Creator, you know what I mean? That's our future. They were not accepted in the beginning. The reason, the way that he popped is because he took over the youth culture and them niggas grew up with him, right? So that audience that he caters to right now, that's the audience that grew up with Tyler. But when he came out with the weirdo shit, the old heads and people, they was like, who is this zesty ass moist nigga trying to make fun of hip hop? Everybody wasn't catching the joke and whatnot. So shout out to them and whatnot. And the movements of the Kanyes and things of that nature help to ease people into accepting these outsiders, or what they call these misfits and whatnot.
Absolutely.
Used to listen to Little B. Remember Little B from the Pack?
Yeah, Basshead.
Yeah, Basshead. I need his documentary to come out. I'll be feeling offended.
He was the first one.
He was the first one, but they don't say his name enough.
Yeah.
He's going to be one of them people. Unfortunately, I ain't going to say it. I ain't going to put it out there.
Yeah, it'll be Bass God.
Bass God.
Yeah, they don't mention him enough, but he was he was where things shifted. Because I remember, like,
A-Star was the shift.
Yeah, he was the schism.
Yep.
Right. So and I want to compound this conversation with Kendrick and speak about Kanye because it's two sides, not necessarily of the same coin. It's a juxtaposition. But we can get into that after we cover, you know what I mean? Because I'm sure that you still got clips. I'm sure there's some still things you want to say about this.
I want to play the clip so the family can hear what was taking place. Let's go and listen to some of this Kendrick Super Bowl speech right here, or this Super Bowl interview with Nadeska and Ebro.
Go back even further, man. Speaking on that energy, like it's my cousins was like DJ Quick, you know, and Dre, you know, these folks that my people was playing. So I always had that DNA. And you know, you heard that DNA a little bit on Good Kid, Mad City, but I wanted to tell my story first, right? And fast forward to GNX, I felt it was just a perfect time because not only the energy was lost, but it was an energy that was bubbling inside of me as well. I wanted to go back to the forefront of just the bite and just the grit of rap, just all raps and hard ass beats. And that's like the basics for me. I thought about, damn, what I used to like when I was a kid. Hard raps, good beats, that's smacking, right? And it was a great transition from love when artists grit their teeth. Like I still watch battle raps. I still watch Smack URL from Murder Mook to Lux to Tay-Rock, you know, my bro Daylight. This has always been the core definition of who I am, and it's been that way since day one. So I don't think it was the most meanest, you know, aggressive individuals, but they can't even look you in the eye and express themselves the way they want to. So they resort to other things. And when I think about that, and I know that I have the tools necessary to communicate myself properly and effectively, I gotta do it for them. I gotta make records like Reincarnated. I gotta make records like Man in the Garden. I have to, because they feel that way, but they cannot project it. And when they hear somebody actually giving them affirmations, it allows them to speak more freely and be open, because again, I come from the same place they come from.
That statement right there is what separates Kendrick Lamar Duckworth from Aubrey Graham. That's why he did what he did. That's why this is what the culture is feeling. That's why the crown had to shift. That's why the throne had to be vacated, right? Being able to speak for the unspoken.
Right. Is the personification of hip hop within itself, right? Being the voice
right.
of the voiceless, being a street reporter, or what Nas said, right? Sitting in the project windows, right? And becoming a reporter of the things that you see. Some of them you may have participated in, but you're really telling the story of the people who are not able to narrate their own narratives, right? And you might see the good, bad, and the ugly in it. That's poetry, right?
Right.
You're able to put it in poetic prose to make it beautiful art, even though it stinks like a fart. Now, I should get my props for my earliest observations of when this battle first started, and I told y'all he's battle rapping. I was like, he's battle rapping. I said this in all of my rich interviews. I'm like, listen to the schemes. Listen to how he, listen to his attack. He's battle rapping. How do I know? Because I write my stuff in the same format. I'm heavily influenced by battle rap as performance art.
Right.
Heavily influenced by them brothers' writing style. So I was like, yeah, I caught on to all of that when he said it. I'm like, I've been heard it in his art.
I mean, you would think that Aubrey was the face of Caffeine. He was at the battle raps.
Yep.
So in hindsight, both of them were students, huh?
They were students, but he don't come from that.
Right. he don't come from that, but they were both students of the art, right? So it just showed that sometimes it's in you and not on you. And Kendrick was more locked in to that that niche, and it showed and whatnot. Higher infinite power, healing our people, right? I see that in this man's artistry. I watched the interview. I was pleased with you know, his poise. I was pleased with his articulation of his thought processes and whatnot. I do feel that we would get a better interview out of him if he was sitting in front of other journalists. I don't know who at this time. Nothing to take away from the Deska, but she was fanning out a little bit. Voice trembling. I'm just saying.
She was super fanning out, yeah.
Ebro, because of what he represents, his jacket, I could never take that jacket off of him. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool for him to fulfill his Super Bowl obligations and sit down with them and whatnot. That's part of the contract. But I do want to see him in front of somebody with more integrity.
Yeah, I don't trust no New York legacy media
at all.
At all. They always compromise. They always glazing. You know what I'm saying?
The boy.
The boy, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, even the Curtis connection. We'll hopefully we could get back to that at some point. Because I was listening to Thought Crimes and they pointed something out that I had totally overlooked.
Okay, what was that?
They was just making the comparisons to damn, what song was that they was making the comparisons with Curtis and Drake? I'll get back to that.
Yes, somebody brought up Charles Hamilton. Yep, he's from that class of 2010. And when I say hypocritical consciousness, that became TikTok, y'all. That's hypocritical consciousness. It evolved into TikTok. That's the whole TikTok thing. With face tats, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying hypocritical consciousness in a negative way. I'm saying hypocritical consciousness because it goes against the consciousness that was the puritanical consciousness that was introduced.
Right.
Yeah, people are not even familiar with that form of consciousness because really, to be honest with you, there's even no platforms really exist that even push that type of brand anymore like that. But that was very dominant in 2010. The thought, I remember doing videos and the thought of even having somebody LBGT in the community that was being listened to was completely like what? Like that wasn't even
They had did a you know, like when they do the reggae rhythms and they got mad artists jumping on it.
Yeah.
There was a prolonged questionnaire that was circulating in the community. I remember Sonetta did a few parts of it, and he was asking thought leaders and different people in the community, could you ever listen to somebody in the community that was part of that community?
Right. And it was a resounding no. I did a video with Polite, Doggy Diamonds, and Sonetta, and I think Sutek. That's what started the whole conversation, went viral. Right. And then Sa picked it up and was asking, but people would be like, what? No, why would that happen? And it wasn't even, it was like they didn't even have to think about it.
There was no rationale behind it.
There was no rationale. But fast forward 3 or 4 years later.
But again, because how does that happen in 2012? Because I just seen a picture of Trayvon on my phone, and happy belated born day to him. I think they said he'd have been
30.
Right. And Bob Marley would have been 80 today. So happy born day to him as well. But I remember D-Ray, you know, and the rise of BLM, you know, based on Trayvon and Ferguson, right? So the latest iteration of social justice,
that's what it was.
What emerges to be an extension of civil rights, but also has a hint of consciousness in it because it's youth led and they on social media, right? And these children somewhat was with the shits. They wasn't, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't marching like how your granny and them might have been marching.
They
Right?
marching and twerking.
They was twerking, women,
Marching and burning
yeah,
shit down.
yeah, you know, they was with the shits. They was with whatever, running down on tanks, confronting, you know, authority and everything. It looked like it was about to be social upheaval.
Right.
And it was led by members of the LGBT community. And now they had the voice, they had social commentary. So this is the rise of woke in the midst of consciousness that was going through an identity crisis because nobody from the community popped out on the front lines. And that's when they lost their esteem and they got surpassed totally. And Polite's the only one that gets out to the forefront, right? In that rat race. I remember 2015, he went to the RNC. He was on Fox News. You know what I'm saying? He had, I think he merged with Boyce, you know what I'm saying, to do some things.
Yeah,
but never took the forefront necessarily of political commentary. You know, nobody from our community was a voice in one of those most pivotal periods where coverage was now national and international.
Right.
And they, like, I thought y'all niggas love attention. Like, you niggas ain't media whores. Nobody wants to get on camera.
Right.
And then, nah, we cool with this marginalized corner of the internet that we exist in.
Right. Because we knew that it was compromised.
Then everybody blew past it. Then Kendrick comes with anthem music, all right, and the rest of that shit. And then you have a whole new genre that's driven by Black Twitter, that's catering to a whole nother demographic.
Right.
Right. And these people, again, oh, so we can have the commentary, we could be exposed to the information, but we don't have to have the discipline.
Right.
We ain't gotta wear the dashiki.
We don't have the connection to the master teachers.
We'll have to acknowledge the elders.
We don't gotta acknowledge the elders.
We don't gotta hold nothing up. Yeah.
Right. So Benjamin
right. So hold on, I just want to just make this point because these are the children that come from no parents. This was the generation that came from fuck the elders. And you see it manifest in different variations, different versions. Just let me cook for a second, right?
Right.
Because one branch is fuck these elders, right? And that was 2012 when the Chief Keef era comes, right? So you have these young, aggressive children, obviously with no elders, just with the shits, right? They're homicidal.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Chief Keef pops off at the same time as Trayvon and becomes a dichotomy. Battle rap pops off at the same time as Trayvon and becomes a dichotomy. Because it's like, how come Black Lives Matter don't matter in battle rap?
You're gonna get this work. Right, at all.
At all. It's the exact opposite. So it's these schisms. And you like, who are these people? Right? And yeah, so and then consciousness got boggled down in debates and then identity crisis, right? Well, what's going to be the face of this? What's going to be the conversation? You know what I mean? And where we going with it? And it never really regained steam. I don't think it understood its connection to its illegitimate child that had taken off. And then the illegitimate child became the woke industry marketplace that was valuated at $4.4 billion by Forbes magazine in 2018, and niggas was still rubbing pennies together on 125th Street.
Right.
So
right. It was a coup d'etat. Darren Seals was the last front line on that, and then he got assassinated out there.
And
he was ringing the alarm about what was coming.
They ushered it in.
Huh?
And then they ushered in his replacements. And we find out later that they're George Soros funded. So it's not just that they ushered in a replacement. Again, They ushered him in with a budget. How did Woke become a $4.4 billion
$1 billion
marketplace?
marketplace? Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That was at the hands of the liberals and the Soros companies. And yeah. So Kendrick is the beginning of that generation, right? He brings the soundtrack because you can't really have a movement without a soundtrack. So swimming pools, Good Kid, Mad City, all of that early stage type shit, that's early hypocrite consciousness where he allowed the younger generation to still be ratchet, still get, you know what I mean, and still participate in the consciousness. Now it's normalized. Back then it was not.
Facts.
It was not. Let's be clear. It was you could not move around the way that you moving. It was wild rigid. You could not do that. You try pulling up to a lecture with your girlfriend. My girl got a girlfriend. Try that shit. You would have got. They was not hearing that. They was not that. That was.
You would have got removed like Kanye.
Yeah, you couldn't pop up in front of Bobby and Phil with the weird shit. They wasn't going for that. You would have got kicked out of the venue easy.
Or scorched during the lecture, nigga.
Oh yeah, they would have just scorched you, scorched earth. Would hit you with a direct energy weapon. Dude, they would have frizzled your weave, yo. They'd have frizzled your septum ring. Frizzled it. I'm telling you. So yeah, times have changed dramatically. Did you see that Umar's gonna be in Drewski's new series?
Absolutely did not see that. No.
Yeah, because we didn't bring him up, but he was a bridge as well. You know, he was a bridge as well. But yeah, that part. Let me see. Let me just the end of this presentation real quick. Family, I want to remind y'all because there's new people in the building that the album is ready. Album is here. 44 tops. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna be outside this weekend or the strong end for Brother Rich's non-Eat the God Fest, and these are going to be on deck. Shout out to everybody who's been getting the pre-order. They will be signed and autographed and whatnot. The first 100, that is. After that, my hand goes dead. But yeah, we stacked up. We ready for the strong end. We got merch on deck, a whole bunch of new stuff. We have this book on deck. This is the adult activity. It's not a coloring book per se. It's more of an activity book. It comes with 3D glasses. Okay. So you can see the artwork in the 3D form and whatnot.
Oh,
look,
yeah.
Man.
Violent. Yeah.
Mine is not playing. Mine is outside. We not playing. We really going in. Shout out to the 44 tops. This is it's a movie. It's a movie. KT Aliens. It's a movie.
Yeah. I don't know where the time went, but this shit, my computer's telling me it's 10 something.
It is, man. We're gonna have to sign off. Blue got to get his as you can see.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so frequency, right? What you do frequently is your frequency. Cosmic Soul. This is about raising the frequency. I don't even listen to hip hop that much. I give Kendrick a little bit of time, but I've been detoxing from a lot of that frequency, a lot of those sounds. It's just not doing it for me.
Yo, I need you to listen to Ransom's album. Cabrini.
I rocks with Ransom.
Listen to Cabrini Green. That will restore you. It's an easy listen too. It's like 7 or 8 tracks.
Okay.
Hearted.
I rock with the lyricist.
Yeah, that tune is coming out tonight.
RJ Payne got the combo with
EP and Eric Sermon.
It was Eric Sermon. Okay, that's coming out. I look forward to that. Somebody said, "Will we sign the book?" Yes, the book gets the autograph as well. I'm gonna get Blue to sign off on some books. We got a whole bunch of activity books. We will have these in the building in New Orleans. We will have them in the building at the New Black Wall Street on Saturday, and we will have them at our event at 488 Edgewood on Sunday at the Super Bowl. Yeah, so that part, you know what I mean? You were talking about jazz the other day, which kind of put me down a rabbit hole. And because I had a renewed perspective based off of what you said on Brother Richard's show, when I went in and started checking out some of the jazz musicians, and I went back down that rabbit hole, it hit harder. It hit differently because I went in there with the insight, right? So I've been rocking to the jazz. I've been listening to Donny Hathaway. I've been listening to a little bit of opera, and I've been listening to this cosmic soul and whatnot. Just recalibrating myself in these times, especially in the winter season. You know, I'm in that hibernation type of mind state, so I don't want to. You know what I mean? I don't want no ratchet frequencies.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, let me get off of my soapbox. Do
No,
you have anything that you want to leave the people with?
Sharing some light, with the people, and you might lead somebody to go down a jazz rabbit hole. Yeah, I was very amazed. I had posted an article about John Coltrane the other day, and his just illmatic mathematical mind, and there was so many people that was commenting, that how much they rock with jazz. I was surprised. Like, okay, this is really a thing. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, yeah, if
They want to hear the name of some artists, Blue. Not the rapper artists. You said the Rance, the
Oh, Larry June got something coming out tonight
2
with
Chainz, right?
2 Chainz, the Alchemist. For what
Like Larry.
Larry, yeah, he's a very conscientious rapper. I wouldn't call him a conscious rapper. I say conscientious. He's conscientious about health and wealth, right? And good time and blowing trees. Yeah, like I said, Ransom got something this out. It's called Cabrini Green. Who else am I listening to? That Daylight joint slapping up Joey Badass in them. That's kind of crazy. If you listening to a multi-syllabic Illmatic rapper that get shout out by Kendrick, go and check out the Daylight stuff. Navy Blue and Billy Woods. I don't know who that is.
Some Gil Scott.
Always Gil Scott.
They had the member from the orchestra, from Sunrise Orchestra, that was 100 years old, who put out a project.
Yeah, he coming out. It's out. I know
I didn't hear it.
Cooking it, but he put something out.
I didn't hear it yet.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward
to something.
Yeah, Mos Def is doing something with
Alchemist,
right?
Yeah,
that's supposed to be coming soon. So yeah, I still been listening to GNX in the gym. I'm trying to remember who I've been checking. I got a whole AI catalog playlist that I've been listening to AI songs, like the soulful stuff. They just killing everything that's out here. So
right.
They got slaps, you know what I'm saying? And
AI won a Grammy, right?
Nah, I didn't know that.
Through the Beatles.
Oh, that Beatles. It was
won it, yeah. Through the Beatles.
The Beatles cleaned up some. They got a few from what I seen. But I think Ye's gonna be leaning on AI real heavy. I think that's what he was getting to in that interview. Now, did you see the interview with Justin?
I did. I would have went over that tonight, but I wasn't able to pull all of the clips. I'll cover that over the next show and whatnot.
And then I didn't even know that Killer Mike had came out with a project last year after his Grammys.
I didn't know that. I know that CeeLo Green is rocking with Kanye right now in Japan. They working on Bully.
Wow.
He out there cooking. He said that they did
because he did say something about it's gonna be his Gnarls Barkley. So I was like, I found that interesting. But knowing that CeeLo is involved, yeah, CeeLo followed me the other day. I need to DM him, see if I can throw some balls on that. But yeah,
somebody said, what's the name of the one song you made way back in the days? It was Pressure. It had an animated visual to it. I can't find it on YouTube. Red Opals. I did like an AI video. Maybe that's that. I don't know. Or
Might have been Red Opal.
we did one called Theta Waves.
Theta Waves.
Remember Theta Waves, and it was
Yeah.
animated.
I
Theta
had-
Waves.
I
I
thought-
want to master that. I want to mix that.
Yeah, I threw that in my hard drive the other day. I was cleaning my phone up. I came across that. Theta Waves was crazy.
Yeah. A train in Philadelphia catches fire with 350 passengers. God, leave them alone. These boys cooking. God damn. Put on
Plane
gas.
crashes today.
Put on gas.
Yo, they said it was 400.
For what?
Yo, I heard a crazy number. Like, it's been 400 plane crashes since
Oh man,
25 globally, right? Around, yo, something illmatic.
I'm about to give Fidel a free hoodie when I see him. He for coming up with that one. He was on point.
I think AI has something to do with this. You know what I'm saying?
I think Starlink and a little bit of AI. You know, it seems like when something went online, shit just start dropping. You feel me? But it's going crazy.
Crazy. My whiz was like, please drive to NO, don't fly. Like, that's all that's starting already.
You feel me? You feel me? I'll be on Greyhound after this bitch before I get a
Fear factor is kicking
Greyhound
up.
in it.
You know
But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the album is available on Buy Me a Coffee. Go ahead and get it. You know what I mean? It is 7 tracks of some very soulful, laid back, powerful music. You could pump it, you could blast it, you could throw it in the whip and vibe to it. We will be back mañana, more than likely. We have a very long, strong end in front of us. Whenever we can go live, we will go live. Whenever we can go live, we will go live. If we're around a lot of people and it's we're gonna go live just to show y'all the gathering, so you could siphon off that energy. That's very important that y'all see the collective, what the collective looks like when they form, when they get together. It's magical, it's mystical, and it's energy. So
facts. I got a scorcher on the 3 Milli podcast that's up right now.
Drop that link if you can.
Dropped a few hours ago.
Shout out to 3 Milli. Can you drop the link perhaps?
Maybe not. Let me see. I don't, trying to figure it out on my phone. I gotta go and get the link and then come back in.
If you could put it in the private chat, maybe I could drop it.
Yeah, but I gotta get off my phone and get it.
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh,
hold on, I'm gonna do it through my iPad. Give me 1 second. Just keep the line open because it was a scorcher. I really cooked on that.
Don't worry, I get it. I get it. I got you, bro.
That was my warm up. I was warming up when we was gonna do the MAGAFEST on
right the 31st.
Yeah, I was cut. Yeah, I was like, let me try this material out. You know how comics be going to the joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Time Memorial. This is I was cooking. On this. Hold on. It's a good clean one too, because it's prophetic. I had all that joint while I was telling y'all that Elon was gutting the shit to bring in AI and put it on blockchain, and that information came out today.
That's today, right?
Yeah, I haven't dropped that.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop the link right here. Boom! The link is dropped. The link is dropped, y'all. The link is dropped. Go and check that out after you check this out. Go and check that out after you check this out. You know what I'm saying? You get to vibe out with Blue.
Boss.
Blue Da Vinci.
Shit, don't do that. Rat bastard, don't do that.
Blue Da Vinci type shit. You know? I'm gonna move this work. I gotta go move this work, y'all. I done bagged up. You know what I mean? I'm heavy right now. I'm outside. I'm heavy. I'm feeling like Mello. What's his name?
Jello.
I'm feeling like Jello. Feeling like it's 2000 again. I might put on some
like Big Meat.
Huh?
Feel like Big Meat, you said?
I might swerve in the motor. Oh. You feel like Rick Ross? I might swerve in the motor. I'm bad. This is 2000s again, baby. Popping the truck. I might swerve in this motor. Oh. Put on the kind of boo and go fling these damn days.
Let me tap out. I gotta get up in the rising, get back in the gym. All right.
Yes, sir. All right. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. All right, y'all. We are going to end it. Let me end it with the other song. Let me pull that up. Y'all deserve that. You know what I mean? Y'all deserve that, man. Let me pull this song up. Schoolie Red in this biatch. You feel me? What a way to just end it off. Schoolie Red signing off up in this thing. Where's the damn thing at? I might swerve in the corner. Peace, love, and light.
I'm touching you. I'm just smudging you. I'm surprised that you're surprised.
Bring it back.
I'm touching you. I'm just smudging you. I'm surprised that you're surprised. You love the teaching. The ancestors watching. The devil spent the blood of the star seeds got the drum. Talk back to me. The revolution getting digitized. The movement getting monetized. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. We built pyramids on the third rock. Invisible weapons in the skies. Spirit cookers in the skies. Got tears in the motherland's eyes. Watching her people shuck and jive. Talk back to me. 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 Oh, the master teacher's teaching, the ancestors watching. The devil spent the block, but the star seeds got the drop. Talk back to me. Lord, the revolution got digitized. The movement got monetized. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. We built pyramids on the third block. Talk back to me, Lord. Imaginary weapons in the skies. Spirit cookers in the skies. Tears in the motherland's eyes. Watching her people shuck the jive. Talk back to me, Lord, Lord. They stepped on philosophy, so don't do the prophecy. Facts. Try to stop watch with galaxy, but thermostat is at the arch degree. Facts, facts. I'm not judging you, smudging you, just like a warrior's supposed to do. When you need peace, love, and light, peace, love, and light. For his family, the 44 times, the 44 times. Talk back to me, Lord, the 44 times to this day. Lord, the 44 times, talk back to me. If you didn't have a reason, Jason said, "'Tis the season." The 44 times. Lord, the 44 times.
Yes. I just talked to somebody on the team and whatnot, and we said, you know what? Let's go ahead and make this thing available for the people tonight, man. So this is what we about to do, man, because I know that the family, y'all want to hear some good music. I'm going to send you a link right now that's going to give you access to the joint, you know what I mean, for the album, so you could listen to that and rock out. You know what I'm saying? Why not? You know what I mean? So give me 1 minute. Let me drop this link. Give me 1 minute. Here, check this commercial out.
Love and light, peace, love and light to the family. Love and light, peace, love and light to the family. In a world of clouds and chaos, I search for peace of mind. Lost in the mayhem, trying to unwind.
Pardon me singing. I'm you know, I'm not trying to get signed. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not trying to take your place, Leon Thomas. But no, this is the you could go to Black Cloud Entertainment Bandzoogle. I'm dropping a link. You could listen to the album, you could preview the album, you could spin it, you know what I mean? You can enjoy it. This is a gift for the family, for y'all being so loyal and so supportive and whatnot, and rocking with the best. There you go, right there. We have the album. It's supposed to be dropping on midnight on Friday, but I'm gonna drop it earlier so y'all can have access to it. So there you go, Black Cloud Entertainment, Bandzoogle and whatnot, and you good. You know what I mean? Enjoy it. Let me know how y'all like the album and whatnot. Go ahead and get your copies. Like I said, I'm signing all 100 copies. And yeah, you be the one. Leave your name and everything, and I'll sign it in your name. So with that being said, we got to end it with the song that started it all. You know what I mean? This one needs a Grammy. I need to be standing up there like Kendrick and whatnot in 2025 with some hardware. You know what I mean? But this one right here is the Facts remix, and y'all all can sing along. Y'all, this is y'all favorite right here. So with that being said, we will see y'all soon. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your attention. Peace, love, and light. Peace.
Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Facts. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red and blue, purple light, friends. Facts. You can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego, and I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we're stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah, we gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts, we in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts, peace, love and light, peace, love to the family, peace, love and light to the family, peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.